Sentencing is set next month for a man found guilty of shooting and killing a woman in Minneapolis. A jury convicted 32-year-old Nicholas Jefferson of second-degree murder. The shooting happened in North Minneapolis last May. Prosecutors say 26-year-old Aisha Wiley got into a fight with her boyfriend, Marvell Williams, inside a business. After Williams punched her and walked out, she followed him into the parking lot. That's where Nicholas Jefferson was sitting in a car. Jefferson shot Wiley through the passenger window, killing her. He faces more than 35 years in prison.
The 911 call a woman in Florida made after recognizing a Minnesota grandma on the run has been released.
There's an ATV out for a Lois Riess from Blooming Prairie, Minnesota in Steele County. She just got out of her car at my Florida house. I also live in Blooming Prairie, so I know about the whole thing.
That call came from Tess Koster and happened while Lois Riess was on the run after allegedly killing her husband in their Minnesota home. Days after this call, Pamela Hutchinson was murdered in Fort Myers, Florida. Prosecutors say Riess shot and killed Hutchinson to steal her identity. Riess is facing first-degree murder charges. She's pleaded not guilty.
Travel around the metro is going to test the patience of drivers this weekend. Behind me is a live look from Interstate 94 at 35W. The ramp there is now closed. Drivers won't be able to use it for the next 3 years. But that's not the only trouble spot. The main entrances from 35W in and out of downtown Minneapolis are closed until the fall. And if that's not enough, I-94 has closed both lanes between 394 and 35W through Monday morning. The 35W closure is part of a 4-year, $240 million project. Crews are in the midst of rebuilding 11 bridges, fixing crumbling ramps, and extending diamond lanes into downtown. Located right in the middle of the construction zone is Abbott Northwestern Hospital. It has been preparing for summer construction this year by educating emergency crews.
The paramedics and the EMTs are very equipped with navigation devices, and they're really tuned in to what's open, what's closed. So we anticipate that the EMS system will be very well equipped to get people here in emergency situations as they do now.
The hospital is letting some workers telecommute instead of sitting in traffic. It's also trying to be as flexible as possible with patient appointments.
A lawsuit has been filed against the University of Minnesota by 9 former and current football players. They claim their rights were violated during an investigation into sexual misconduct back in 2016. It stems from an alleged gang rape of a female student. None of those players were ever charged, but several were expelled or suspended from school and the team. The attorney representing the players says this is a case of intentional discrimination based on race and gender.
I think we sometimes like to pretend it's not there, but every single one of these players that was accused is black. And, you know, I look at that, and that's a pretty bright line.
The lawsuit doesn't specify how much money players are seeking, and the university says it will vigorously defend itself.
For the third time in 4 years, the Golden State Warriors are NBA champions. They beat the Cleveland Cavaliers last night 108-85, sweeping the 4-game series. It's the first sweep in the finals since 2007. Steph Curry scored a game-high 37 points. Kevin Durant was named finals MVP and had a triple-double in the game. The win gives the Warriors back-to-back championships.
Back in California, fans celebrated in the streets of downtown Oakland. Not a huge crowd, but maybe that's because they're used to winning championships. Fireworks could also be seen above Oracle Arena. This was the last season the Warriors will play there before moving to their new home in San Francisco.